Hello friends, welcome to another my Salesforce developer programming video. In this video we are going to try to explain you how does Apex work. So I will try to show also on developer console. All Apex runs entirely on demand on the Lightning platform, like Lightning platform, force.com. Developers write and save Apex code to the platform, and end user trigger the execution of the Apex code via the user interface. Apex is compiled, stored, and run entirely on the Lightning platform. Compile, store, and run. So this is, for example, this is my org, right? Salesforce admin part. And then I also open my developer console. This is developer part of it is Apex and my console. And all my code, I can use VS Code also to, deploy here. But this is my developer part and my area environment to work. I write a code here like public static void and then my method 1. So this is my outer class. This is one of my method. I use public static inner class. Then I can write some values here. Let's say integer x assigned to what number? 23. As you can see, this is my class, test class. And if, for example, I don't put this one, it will give me error. You see? So if I have this error, it means Apex says to me, Lightning platform, and say Apex tells me, says what you wrote I don't understand. Write what? Look at, I have some suggestions here, missing semicolon at here. Actually, if you write here, it is workers or no. You see, this is my at the end of, then there is no problem now. But normally we write at the end of this value statement. Okay, so now there is no problem. You can save it, and then end users, if you write a trigger, for example, if let me see if I have a trigger from open resource. Classes are written Apex C, but triggers are written Apex T. For example, here trigger, let me write trigger if we don't have any. Account trigger. As you can see, this is my trigger. What does it mean? Before insert, before update. Account A, and then a new account, first account. When it is created, the name for this, okay, if somebody enter a name on the system, and this is the version, as you can see, and then this is the code coverage. This is not a test class. As you can see, I have this trigger. So if if you create a new trigger, let me create a new trigger with same. This is most probably is inactive. If you create a new trigger, account with different name, trigger test. So on which object you are going to create on account, you can see by default my trigger is active. So what I do, if I copy here, don't copy this part, and then I will erase this part. So by default my trigger is active. If I do something here, for example, and then try to save it, you see there is problem. So what happens, let me explain you here how it works. Developer, somebody, your admin will tell you, okay, I want this thing you need to create. Developer tries to work on internet by using internet, opens the developer console Apex and then tries to work. He is going to work on it. If there is any problem, then compile error will be. If the code is fine, then it will go to data storage and we will call this data metadata. Then when what happens when end user, one of the user tries to add, for example, this is my trigger, right? Account A SEC. If I try to, I'm going to save this, and then I will go to my account. I will create a name with what name is ABC Nasir. Okay. You see, my trigger automatically it work. I didn't normally add limited. So if I am one of the end user creates a new account, what happens? My trigger will be automatically active or will work. It will fire. What I wanted to say, developers, they write code. If there is mistake, then my code will not work. If there is no mistake, and then Apex will copy this all work in compiler, my compiler, and it will be stored in Lightning platform as a metadata. When an end user, creates an account, then automatically my trigger will be fired. Okay, so this is how the code works. When a developer writes and saves code to platform, the platform application server first compiles the code into the abstract set of instructions that can be understood by Apex runtime interpreter, then saves those instructions as metadata. So if I save this trigger on, I save it, then it will be saved as a metadata. My all code and functionalities will be called as metadata. When an end user triggers the execution of Apex, perhaps by clicking or entering, the platform application server retrieves the compile instructions from metadata and sends them to the runtime interpreter before returning the result. So this part is important. Platform application, Lightning platform server retrieves the compile instructions. The value the end user enters from the metadata, okay, compile instruction from metadata, what trigger we wrote there, codes, sends them to the runtime interpreter before returning the result. The end user observed no difference in execution time. from standard platform requests. Just end user will enter and then things will automatically happen. So this is how coding, how they work. So I hope you have understood what we try to explain you. Thank you very much. If you like this video, then you can subscribe to my channel and click the bell. Thank you.